Okay, so quick reading here. Trust your inner guidance. This is our flip book from Abraham today. When you effectively utilize the marvelous guidance system that comes forth from your inner being in the form of emotion, here we're back to talking about emotion as emotion as a spiritual communication device. So realizing that the way we feel is part of a guidance system that takes a lot of listening to hear what Abraham is really saying, and then shifting of foundational beliefs around the purpose of emotion, what emotion is. A lot of us resist our emotion, try to block it out. We've learned it's bad. And so when you realize it's a communication device, blocking it out is not very helpful, obviously, if it's something we're supposed to be listening to. But a lot of us have learned that opposite. So I've discovered it's a lot about turning on the listening at first, rather than just gutting it out and pushing that out of my mind. I was tough, so I always put that, didn't care how I was feeling. I did it anyway. And that was backwards. So then you will be in a position to always, so when you effectively utilize the marvelous guidance system that comes forth from your inner being in the form of emotion, then you will be in a position to always effectively create that which you want, while you deliberately avoid creating that which you do not want. As you are sensitive in any time to the emotion that you are feeling, you will know in that moment if you are creating toward or away from that which you want. You may trust your inner guidance, for it comes forth from that broader, wiser part of yourself that has the advantage of knowledge that is accumulated from thousands of lifetimes, both physical and non-physical. Probably knows a little more than I do. Okay, great. Neville, chapter 9, the Annunciator. The use of a friend's voice to impregnate oneself with a desirable state is beautifully told in the story of the Immaculate Conception. It is recorded that God sent an angel to Mary to announce the birth of his son. And the angel said unto her, Thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son. Then Mary said unto the angel, How shall this be, seeing I know not a man? And the angel answered and said unto her, The Holy Ghost shall come upon thee, and the power of the highest shall overshadow thee. Therefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Son of God, for with God nothing shall be impossible. This is a story that has been told for centuries the world over, but man was not told that it was written about himself. So he has failed to receive the benefit it was intended to give him. The story reveals the method by which the idea or word was made flesh. God, we are told, germinated or begat an idea, a son. I love this. I think biblical interpretation becomes so much stronger when we think about these stories as allegories, as metaphors, and when we realize something like a son can be an idea, something we create. We are ideas. That can be corroborated in other sort of spiritual creative forms, to include the Course in Miracles, but we are an idea more than we are physical, and so we create other ideas. So that's as much of a creation as a child. Well, a child, I guess, is something that comes as a result of an idea. Anyway, the physical manifestation comes after the initial desire that's vibrational or spiritual. So, all right. The story reveals the method by which the idea or word was made flesh. God, we are told, germinated or begat an idea, a son, without the aid of another. Then he placed his germinal idea in the womb of Mary with the help of an angel who made the announcement to her and impregnated her with the idea. No simpler method was ever recorded of conscious impregnating itself than is found in the story of the Immaculate Conception. The four characters in this drama of creation are the Father, the Son, Mary, and the angel. The Father symbolizes your consciousness. The Son symbolizes your desire. Mary symbolizes your receptive attitude of mind, surrender. And the angel symbolizes the method used to make the impregnation. The drama unfolds in this manner. The Father, your consciousness, begets a Son, your desire, without the aid of another. So it just wants, it desires. You define your objective. You clarify your desire without the help or suggestion of another. Then the Father selects that angel who's best qualified to bear this message or germinal possibility to marry. You select the person in your world who would be sincerely thrilled in witnessing the fulfillment of your desire. Then Mary learns through the angel that she has already conceived a son without the aid of man. You assume a receptive attitude of mind, a listening attitude, and imagine you are hearing the voice of the one you've chosen to tell you what you desire to know. Imagine that you hear him tell you that you are and have that which you desire to be and to have. You remain in this receptive state until you feel the thrill of having heard the good and wonderful news. Then, like Mary of the story, you go about your business in secret, telling no one of this wonderful and immaculate self-impregnation, confident that in due season you will express this impression. In other words, you imagine someone or something, like an event or a person, saying something to you, or an event occurring that shows that what you've asked to happen has happened. Like someone calling you saying, hey, I got my dream job. Your friend's unemployed and you just keep imagining them calling you and saying, hey, I just got my dream job at dream pay, you know, and you imagine that over and over again, and then you just trust it to be taken care of. Kind of like Emmett Fox says, you put out your problem, you imagine. You don't have to know the exact solution. Neville will say you can imagine the solution. Emmett Fox might say just golden key it in. You give it to God, you surrender it. And that's what Neville says after you picture it. Just trust that it's going to work out and be completed in whatever way. You want to think about the main objective, not the details around how it will function. Just the end result. Imagine just that end result. The rest isn't your business. The Father generates the seed or germinal possibility of a son, but in a eugenic impregnation, he does not convey the spermatozoa from himself to the womb. So graphic. He has it born through another medium. Consciousness desiring is the Father generating the seed or idea. A clarified desire is the perfectly formed seed or the only begotten Son. The seed is then carried from the Father, or the consciousness desiring, to the Mother, consciousness of being and having the state desired. This change in consciousness is accomplished by the angel or imaginary voice of a friend telling you that you have already achieved your objective. The use of an angel or friend's voice to make a conscious impression is the shortest, safest, and surest way to be self-impregnated. Isn't that funny? So the use of an angel or a friend's voice. So using something that's familiar, something that's loving, to help you imagine the result that you desired having been achieved helps you. Shortest, safest, and surest way. With your desire properly defined, you assume an attitude of listening. Imagine you're hearing the voice of a friend. Then make him tell you, imagine he is telling you, how lucky and fortunate you are to have fully realized your desire. In this receptive attitude of mind, you're receiving the message of an angel. So in other words, imagine your friend congratulating you on something you've achieved that you want, that you know would be really happy for you. The emotional thrill of having heard that which you desire to hear is the moment of conception. It's the moment you become self-impregnated. As you emerge from this subjective experience, you, like Mary, will know by your changed attitude of mind that you've conceived a son, that you have a fixed, definite subjective state and will in a little while will express or objectify this state. This book has been written to show you how to achieve your objectives. Apply the principle expressed herein, and all the inhabitants of earth cannot stop you from realizing your desires. And that's the end of Freedom for All. Amazing. So imagine it's your friend whispering it to you. I hadn't read that yet. So I will be doing that. I will imagine my friends congratulating me. Have a blessed day.